Now we have the first release from a brand new home video label, which is always exciting for me when there's a new cult boutique, eclectic film releasing company. They tend to put out the stuff I like. So this is Radiance Films. This is an offshoot of Arrow, offshoot in that somebody who used to be an Arrow home video bigwig, staffer, employee, has left to create Radiance Films. And the first release is Big Time Gambling Boss from 1968. This is a Yakuza a Yakuza drama from the Toei, I believe Toei? Yes, my notes say Toei studio. And it is, apparently this was like the fourth entry in a series of 10 films about this Yakuza or these people. I've only seen this one, so I couldn't tell you any more about the other films, but it did not feel to me like I was joining a story already in progress, which was good. It was not hard to follow. The basic deal here is this Yakuza boss has a stroke, and the order of doing things, the code as they refer to it, of the clan as they refer to it, is that a certain person is supposed to be the next one in line to take over for him. That person doesn't want to do it. So he says, yeah, you know, I really don't want to be the boss. I'm okay at the level I'm at. And Joey wasn't his name, but in purposes of this review, his name's Joey. Joey, why don't you take it? And Joey's like, okay. Apparently, they're not supposed to do that. Apparently, Joey, as we're calling him here, really is supposed to demur and say, no, thank you, you're the next in line, it should be you. So a lot of this is not. I would never say this is a comedy of manners. A lot of this film is about people going against the code, and it becomes a lot of, you know, the first chosen guy trying to do what's right according to the code and trying to keep people happy, because it becomes this power grab, and people are, you know, getting other people in trouble and having other people get killed and having other people do the wrong thing so that somebody can be in power. And there's some shady dealings from the guy behind the guy, and it's very complex. I'm not going to get into the plot because I don't like to do that, and honestly, I probably couldn't clearly tell you what the plot was in all the ways and complexities that it unfolds. Transfer in this looks great. Acting in this is really solid. The plotting, the machinations, once it clicked in for me and I understood who everybody was and what was going on, it was deliciously nasty. Not necessarily in terms of gore or anything or gross stuff. It was nasty in terms of how backstabbing these people were. This is like a soap opera. This is some Dynasty stuff going on here. This is some Knots Landing level stuff going on here, of people just trying to stick the knife in, sometimes literally, to get up that chain of command, chain of authority, chain of power within this Yakuza family, which is one amongst several Yakuza families. And it makes me want to see some of these other movies to see if this story continues, or if this was a standalone chapter, or if they're about other people or whatever. But it was good, and it wasn't wildly long, which is nice, because I love the Japanese. I love Japanese films, but much like Bollywood Indian films, it feels like standard has to be 2.5 hours for a Japanese film. So when I see one of these older Japanese genre films and they're like 90 minutes or 80 minutes, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to get through this one lickety-split, which is no way to judge a film. Film should be as long as it needs to be. But for me personally, you don't see it here, I've got stacks of movies that I want to see. I've got stacks of movies that I need to review. And honestly, when I look at a title and it's like, oh, this movie's 3.5 hours long, I'm like, you're going to wait until later. 78 minutes, top of the pile. Anyway, I enjoyed this film. Really good, a bit talky, a bit low key, so it's not all action. This isn't like a, you know, super pop fast visuals, rock and roll, hula hoops, bubblegum kind of movie. It's serious. It's a serious Japanese Yakuza movie, but it was quite good. So extras. There's a video essay by Mike Schilling about Yakuza films and the history of Yakuza films and how this film relates to that, which is, I love extras that give me context for the film within a genre or within a historical period, especially if it's one that I'm not well versed in, which would be not being a Japanese person or a member of the Yakuza in Japan in this time period, which is, I believe, 1934, early 30s that this takes place. I appreciate the context. And then we have a video essay by Chris D about the origins of the film and its the qualities that it adheres to Yakuza cinema. So both of these extras not terribly long. So it's not a huge time commitment on the extras on this. The Chris D visual essay is 25 minutes, and the video essay about the Yakuza 15 minutes. And then there's a trailer and an image gallery, and the image gallery, it's like 13 images. So it's all stills and lobby cards and posters and things like that. So first release from Radiance Films, very interesting to me. I'm very curious to see where Radiance is going to go, if they're going to do, because Arrow had done a lot of this type of material too. They've been doing a lot of Japanese films, a lot of Japanese action, Japanese Yakuza. So I don't know if this will continue that vein, if Radiance is going to be, the layout of the Radiance release is very minimalist, classy, very Criterion-y in its simplicity of the menu, silent menu, no motion menu, and packaging. So I wonder if they're going to go for, I wonder, I haven't heard yet what else they're going to put out, but I'm excited because it's sort of like, I hate to say, I'm a Beatle fan. It's got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but hey, we're here. Big Beatle fan. They were great. And then they broke up. And if you like the style of music each of those guys did, instead of getting one Beatle album a year, you now got 4 full Beatle albums a year, in a sense. So that's sort of like splitting off. It's like when Blue Underground split off from Anchor Bay. You had 2 great companies now. So if Radiant splits off from Arrow and they both put out all these great releases, excellent. I'm all for it. So available now from Radiance Films is the Yakuza drama, Big Time Gambling Boss.